Now, CIL 650 presents It's Your Money, an up-close and personal look at your finances. Here's your host, Fred Snyder.
Up in the morning and out to school.
Okay, indeed, we are back. We're here today to talk about your money, more importantly, about your money and how to keep it. That's what this show is all about. So if you just tuned in, I'm certified financial planner Fred Snyder, also a registered financial planner representing Scotia McLeod. Frida's down at the office attending the phones. So if you want to make a phone call, you're shy, don't want to talk on the air, you can talk to Frida. She's down there, and you can reach Frida at 604-737-3512. If you're calling long distance, it's 604-28, that's the radio station, 604-280-0650. We want to talk to you. We want to have a conversation with you about your money, more importantly about your money and how to keep it. And in the last number of shows that we've done, we have focused deliberately on the issue of motivation. I think the singular reason why people fail financially is they don't want to succeed enough. And the key word is enough. They don't want to pay the price. It's like they want to go to heaven, but they don't want to die. That's the bottom line. There's a price for everything. The price of success is high, but the price of failure is even higher. So you got to want to. If you're obsessed about becoming financially independent, you're going to do you may make some mistakes, but you're going to do mostly right things. And you're going to get there. But you have to want to. And over my lifetime, I've associated with people, and I've seen some who want to and some who don't. And those who want to generally always succeed, and those who don't generally always fail. So again, there's certain secrets. Not going to get so much into that. I want you to want to. That's the key word. So we're going to talk about the 10 scrolls of Og Mandino in the book, The Greatest Salesman. And all callers, anybody who calls the show will get a copy of the book, my compliments. Give us a call. Let's talk about that. Joining me is Dr. Anne Marie Evers. And she's going to talk about motivation as well. I believe that's her specialty. I think she's on the line right now, so welcome, Anne Marie.
Oh, thank you, Fred. Fred, nice to be on your show.
Yeah, so tell us, Anne Marie, what is your background?
Oh, my goodness. Well, I first started off being a director of public relations for a Gulf Land Company in Seattle, where I promoted properties in the U.S., and that's in 1973 when I met David Ingram and worked with him on some things. And then I've been a realtor for 20 years, selling commercial, residential, and recreational properties in both Canada and U.S., and actually I sold the Austin Hotel downtown for $2.4 million in 1980 and other investments. And I worked for Canada Trust, and I was a member of the Leaders Club. And actually I owned and operated my own real estate company in Sumas called Sumas Realty. So after that I sort of retired, but no, I never really retired because I started focusing on writing books, and I'm an author of many books, and Affirmations, Your Passport to Happiness is
well, you've heard me talk about that.
Motivating people.
You've heard me talk about that word affirmation. I think that's how you motivate yourself.
Yes. And
that gives you a reason to get up in the morning, to get out of bed,
I get so
to want to
excited.
do something.
I get so excited. Some people say, oh, God, morning. I say, good morning, God. What am I going to spook out today? And you never know what's going to happen. So I get so excited about living. And I think it's important, too, when we're discovering a path, like you said, for success and working it. And you got to want to. That's so true. And then to know how to do it. And I put it into a form of what I call affirmations. And people say, what's an affirmation? I say it's simply like a prayer, wish, or a goal. And only we make it more structured and specific. And I tell them
you give yourself a talking to.
Huh?
You give yourself a talking to.
Yes, talk to
You look
yourself.
in the mirror and you say, I am the greatest. Remember Muhammad Ali, I am the greatest.
I know. And
Okay.
then you say it and you start to believe it after a while, even if you don't believe it. You look in the mirror and say, hey, Fred Snyder, I'm a great person. And you look at yourself, and I get up and say, good morning, Anne Marie Evers. What do you got to spook out today? And, it's amazing, like I said, how when you set your mind to it and then you make goals. And people say, I've never done an affirmation. I say, really? Have you ever had a birthday cake and blown out the candles and made a wish? Yep, done that. Well, then you've done an affirmation. It's really simple.
Well, let's talk about that. Let's focus on the 10 scrolls from the greatest salesman in the world.
Yes.
And
yes.
again, I have it up on my computer screen, so if anybody's out there, you give us a call, you have a question regarding this particular topic or anything financial for that matter, you get a copy of the book. My compliments. Because I think everybody should have this book. I think this is one of the greatest books that I've ever read.
I love it, yes.
It's
I have it in my
inspirational.
library.
Okay, so Og Mandino, the greatest salesman in the world, and we're only limited to an hour, so we have to cover a lot of territory fast.
Okay.
So let's talk about the scroll marked 1. I'm not going to read you all this stuff that's in there. That's in the book. You get the book, you can read it all. But the scroll marked 1 is, today I begin a new life.
Yep.
I'm born again today. I'm going to start all over again. So, okay, now what does that mean to you?
That means today is the first day for the rest of my life, and I'm going to make it count, and I'm going to do the things I want. I'm going to be organized and think, what do I want to accomplish today? I'm going to have a plan of action and then put that action into work.
I'm going to forget about all the bad things I've done, and I'm going to concentrate on the good things. I'm not going to practice my mistakes. I'm going to be more proactive with how I deal with my life, not reactive. I'm going to turn over a new leaf.
Exactly.
And, you can't get to first base unless you do that.
I agree, Fred, totally.
You have to shed your old skin. And, you've been a sales leader. You've motivated people. You've had people working for you. You've had to deal with these people. How did you motivate people?
I just by walking the talk, and they saw me being so motivated. I have sales meetings every day when I had my company in Washington, and I'd say, come on, what are we going to do today? And I get them, very interested in living and going exciting out there, and not saying, oh, today's another day, but be excited, and that excitement rubs off through the law of attraction, of course.
So a new life means that today I'm going to get myself a financial plan.
Yes, exactly.
If we apply
apply
that to the financial part of our lives, today I'm going to get myself a financial plan.
Exactly.
Right on. Okay? Now, I mean, we could spend the whole show on this particular one topic.
Oh, I get excited about it. Yeah.
We have 10 that we have to cover. 10.
Oh my gosh.
10 secrets of success, okay? Think about it. Okay? So let's move along. Number 2, the scroll mark 2. I will greet this day with love in my heart. Wow, that's powerful. What's that mean when it comes to money?
That means we should appreciate and love money, but not love it to the extent where we worship it, but love money for what it can do for us and to help others is how I look at it.
The freedom that it gives you, that it gives you to do the things that you want to do, and the freedom to help others.
Yes, and those who want to be helped too, Fred.
That's correct.
I believe some people don't really, they want to stay where they are, so we let them stay there, but those who want to be helped.
And you're going to feel good.
Yeah.
You get up in the morning and you say, gosh, what a great day this is, eh?
Yes, I get excited about every day.
Okay. So what advice would you give our listeners on, I will greet this day with love in my heart? What would you tell our listeners?
Well, what I do is I get up in the morning and I say, I, Anne-Marie Evers, now forgive everyone and everything that's ever hurt me. I now forgive myself. And then I say, I love, respect, and approve of myself, just the way I am. And when I say I forgive everyone and everything, if something comes up, then I deal with that. Because when you say ever, it goes right back to creation. So if too many memories come up, I just say one at a time, please. Then we deal with that one before we go on to the next one.
Okay, so let's go on to the next one. That's a good segue. The scroll mark 3. Now, this is just number 3 out of 10. I will persist until I succeed.
Yes.
My stepson has license plates that says never quit.
Never quit. I love that.
Okay?
Yeah.
The 5 secrets of success, is to have develop crystal clear goals, develop written plans and deadlines, to kindle desire, to develop confidence. And number 5 is to have the iron-willed determination to follow through and pursue your goals regardless of circumstances, criticism, or what other people say, think, or do. So that's a good way to rephrase that whole thing.
It is.
I will persist until I succeed.
Yes.
Never give up.
Yeah.
You get knocked down, bounce right back up again. Start over again.
Yep. And
Good
keep
words for the
single-minded.
Canucks. Pardon me?
Focus on one thing. What I do is do my affirmations, and I read them over, and I focus on one at a time with all my energy. And it's like if you took a magnifying glass and you went outside, and the sun was shining really bright, and if you held it over a newspaper, that could catch on fire. But if you move the paper back and forth, nothing happens. So you need to focus on the goal.
Well, that's a really good analogy. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
But just imagine getting up in the morning, and you're a man, you're standing in front of the mirror, you're shaving, and let's just summarize the 3 that we've done already. Today I begin a new life. I'll greet this day with love in my heart, and I'll persist until I succeed. That's 3 affirmations.
It is. It's a total affirmation, yeah.
Right there. And what are you doing when you do that? You're reprogramming your subconscious mind.
Exactly.
You're becoming. And when you become, then you can have. You can't have and then become. You got to become first.
That's so true, and we're instructing our subconscious mind every day, and I believe the subconscious mind does not know the difference between a real and an imagined event. So if you say I'm broke, guess what? Your car breaks down, your computer crashes, and your washer and dryer give up, and you say, why me? Well, why not you? Because you've been affirming that and saying, I'm broke, I can't afford it.
I'm the unluckiest guy in the world. You're giving yourself an instruction. You're going to become really unlucky. Maybe if you say, I'm the luckiest guy in the world enough, you'll win the lottery.
Well, I haven't, you know what? I haven't done that, Fred, but what I want, I don't order up money, but you know what happens is, what would I do with the money? And then I go through, and when I say order up, I affirm for that. So if I want a new car, I don't affirm the money for it. I affirm a new car, and then I let the universe answer whatever way it decides, and I don't worry about the modus operandi.
Think and Grow Rich, right out of there. Great book. So, ladies and gentlemen, listeners out there, if you just joined us, I am certified financial planner Fred Snyder, also registered financial planner. And we're talking about motivation, and the word motivation is made up of 2 words, motive and action. So think of that. In order to have action, you need a motive. And I'm talking with Dr. Anne Marie Evers, who has a very, very varied career. She's done lots of stuff. And I think she knows everything there is to know about motivation. And she was a great friend of David Ingram's, God bless him.
Yes,
because
I
he
loved
was
him
just
dearly.
a great guy, fantastic guy. Knew more about income tax than anybody that I know, and unbelievable story there.
And we had lots of talks about motivation, David and I, many talks, and and it was really interesting. I miss him so much, really, but I know that that's like life. That's part of life, isn't it?
We did many radio shows together, and really miss him.
Yeah, I did lots of shows too on the air with him, on the TV with him too.
Okay, the scroll mark 4. I love this one. I look in the mirror. I am the greatest. Remember that?
Yeah.
Scroll mark 4 says, I am nature's greatest miracle.
I love that, yeah.
And you are.
Yeah, we are.
There isn't anybody else in the world that's exactly like you or me, and anybody can say that. Fingerprints are different.
Exactly.
You can scan your retina. It's different. There's no 2 people are the same. So you are a miracle. You can participate. You can participate in your own evolution.
Yeah.
Think about that. You have a responsibility to achieve your potential, whatever it might be. When you were born, God gave you the potential to be anything that you wanted to be.
He sure did.
And if you fall short on that, then you've let God down.
And yourself and others.
And yourself.
Yeah.
So you are nature's greatest miracle. So that's number 4. And when you're standing in front of that mirror saying all these things, make sure nobody else is watching or listening.
They think you're a little far out if you do sometimes.
Yeah. So if you're out there and you're listening to the show, give us some feedback. Give us a call. What do you think about what we're talking about? Is this really important? You really have to want to? Remember, and I say this over and over and over again, you have to become to have. You want $1 million? You want to be a millionaire? You have to become the type of person that deserves to be a millionaire before you become a millionaire.
You have to have the consciousness. Yeah.
Yeah. You attract wealth when you become. So your life is all about personal growth and development. It's about programming your mind to think the right way. Someone once said that a good habit is just as difficult to break as a bad one. So form good habits and become their slave. One of the things that you need to do is learn to pay yourself first from a financial point of view.
Yeah.
Every time you make $1, put 10 cents away for yourself. Budget to spend the other 90 cents. You need to do that, and people fail for that, and they feel badly about that. They feel disgraced. But even the government spends more money than it collects. Okay?
That's a surety.
It's human nature to spend more than you should. So it takes discipline. And there's no discipline without motivation, and there's no discipline without a plan.
Exactly. A plan of attack, a plan of what you're going to do.
So you sit down and you develop a written, if you don't have one and you give us a call, you can come into my office. I will provide you with one. No cost, no obligation of any kind. All you got to do is make a phone call. 604-280-0650. 1-877-280-0650. You can log on, www.CIL650.com. And for those who are shy, and many people are, because they tell me I'd love to call the show, but I'm afraid. I'm talking to too many people. People know me. If that's you, you can call Frida. She's down at the office right now, 604-737-3512. Long distance, 1-800-661-1495. Make an appointment. Come in for a second opinion on your investment portfolio. No cost or obligation. Get yourself a written financial plan. But more importantly, get a copy of the book, The Greatest Salesman. If you haven't read this book, you owe it to yourself to get the book and read it. It's been my Bible. That and Think and Grow Rich. Two most powerful books that I've ever read and studied. So I can name the 10 scrolls. They're memorized. I go over them every day. Okay. So the scroll marked 4, I am nature's greatest miracle. Indeed, you are. What makes you unique? What makes you different? I don't say better than everybody else. Everybody's a miracle. Okay. But you owe it to yourself to participate in your own evolution. That's what we're talking about. And your own evolution means that you become the best that you possibly can be in body, mind, and soul, financially and socially and in your family life. That's what we're talking about. The scroll marked 5. Love this one too. I will live this day as if it is my last.
Yes.
Could be. Nobody knows. Nobody knows when that moment comes.
No one knows. That's true.
But if you knew you weren't going to be here tomorrow, what would you do today?
Yeah.
Think about that one. I will live this day as if it is my last. So what feedback can you give us on that one?
Well, I would say, treat everyone with loving kindness, yourself first. And it says in the good book, love thy neighbor as thyself. So we need to love, respect, and approve of ourselves, and then we can let that go out to others. And I would say, do the things that you want to do. If you wanted to climb a mountain, go climb a mountain. If you wanted to, whatever you want to do, whatever your individual desire is, and to the good of all, too. I always say, when I do affirmations and teach, I always say we use the safety clause, which is to the good of all parties concerned. So what you're affirming not only is to your good, but to everyone else around you as well.
Yeah, Zig Ziglar used to say that you can have anything in this life you want if you only help enough other people get what they want first.
Yeah, I believe that.
Great philosophy. Okay. So the word motivation, once again, I remind you, 2 words, motive and action. So what are your goals? What are your hopes, your plans, your dreams, and your ambitions? What are you doing about achieving them? How do you go about doing that? Okay? You got books like Psycho-Cybernetics, Think and Grow Rich. These books all talk about why it's necessary to establish goals.
Yes.
How can you score if you don't have a goal? Imagine playing hockey if there weren't any nets.
Yes.
You'd be skating around lost. You wouldn't know what to do next. Okay? It's like playing billiards. There's no pockets. But the bottom line is you have to have goals because it gives you direction. It gives your life direction. That's what we're talking about. 604-280-0650. Long distance, 877-280-0650. www.CIL650.com. And for those who are shy or reluctant to talk on the air, Frida's down at the office at area code 604-737-3512. Long distance, 800-661-1495. We're talking about your money, more importantly about your money and how to keep it, but we'll add a little onto that and we'll say how you can make yourself want to more than you already do. Because that's the trick. You got to want to. You got to be proactive, not reactive. Everybody kind of sits back and they say, well, somehow maybe I'm going to win the lottery or I'm going to inherit some money. You know, it's like my definition of exercise. I get in the bathtub, I fill it full of nice warm water, get it all sudsied up, get in there, pull the plug, and fight the current. Bad news. Okay, so let's move along. Next scroll. Today I will master my emotions. What does that mean to you?
Means to me today you're going to be the best you can be and not be angry at people, to forgive and to do the best you can to help everyone and also to help yourself. And if you feel an emotion of anger, let it go because it's not serving you. And, you know, forgiveness is very, very good because I believe that forgiveness benefits mostly the person doing the forgiving. And a lot of us have things that we don't really even know, things people said a remark and it's in our mind and then it comes up. Just let it go. It's not important. I say, is it chatter? Does it matter?
You're right. You're absolutely bang on. And you know, if you want to master your emotions, here's some affirmations for you. If I feel depressed, I'll sing.
Yeah.
If I feel sad, I'll laugh. If I feel ill, I'll double my labor. If I feel fear, I will plunge ahead. If I feel inferior, I will wear new clothes. If I feel uncertain, I'll raise my voice. If I feel poverty, I will think of wealth to come. If I feel incompetent, I will remember my past successes. If I feel insignificant, I'll remember my goals. Today, I will master my emotions.
Pretty powerful stuff.
Isn't it? Mm-hmm. And you can get the book. All you got to do is make a phone call. I'm going to take a call. I got Maria on the line from Vancouver. Maria, welcome to the program.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Maria.
First of all, I don't want to forget the most important word. Happy Easter to everyone there.
Oh, thank you.
And to the public that listens in. May they have a great day tomorrow. And if they believe the same thing that we believe, may God bless them and keep them safe. Everything you just said, I can apply myself to it. I've done everything. I've done the good, the bad. I had it all, lost it all. But what people need to keep in mind is this. If money is the only thing that makes them smile, beware, because the day could come when it's not there anymore, and it's the love that you feel in your heart for yourself, for your family, and those around you that will keep you going.
Well, like we said earlier, you're nature's greatest miracle. Whether you have money or whether you don't, you're still nature's greatest miracle. And that's what I think you have to remind yourself of.
Yes, so I'm going to keep it short because I'm going to my mom to do her hair because even though she's 85, she likes to look beautiful. And that's what life is all about, the little things.
Maria, I can't tell you how much I appreciate your call.
Thank you. So like I said, happy Easter. God bless all of you.
Okay.
Bye-bye now.
Thanks for the call. Okay, if you just tuned in, Maria's line is now open. And again, I remind you, we're taking your calls. We're having conversations about money. We're having conversations about your desire for money, about how you motivate yourself. And really, I really believe I can think of 1,000 reasons why people fail financially, but I think the fundamental number one reason why people fail financially is they don't want to succeed enough. Like everybody wants to succeed, but the key word is enough. You got to try harder. You got to want to. You almost have to become obsessed. If you're obsessed about anything, I think you're bound to succeed. If you're not, chances are you're not going to. So get in the line and give us a call. 604-280-0650, long distance 877-280-0650, www.cl.com if you want to log on. And Frida's down at the office, area code 604-737-3512, long distance 1-800-661-1495. So hopefully you're listening to this show and we're motivating you, and you're going to run to that phone, you're going to make a phone call, you're going to say, today I begin a new life, and I begin a new life from a financial point of view because I am going to get myself a written financial plan. I'm going to get a checkup on my portfolio to make sure that portfolio is doing what it's supposed to, and I'm going to get a book that I can read, and I'm going to make a pledge to read a book once a month on the subject of money, because I think that continuing financial success is continuing education, because as we speak, all the rules keep changing. The goalposts change, everything changes. You have to stay up to date. You may think that everything is hunky-dory and you know everything that you need to know to be successful financially, and maybe you do today, but what about tomorrow? How do you keep up? What is your educational program? They don't teach us this in school, and they don't teach us this after school. Let's talk to Mavis from Vancouver. Mavis, welcome to the program.
Happy Easter to you.
Thanks, Mavis, and the same to you.
Yes, I was a few minutes late. I was listening to the radio. What is the book called?
Oh, well, The Greatest Salesman is the name of the book, and really it's about anything. You know, I'm not apologizing, for being a salesman, but I don't think the title aptly describes the book. I think the book is really about how to live a good life, how to motivate yourself. You know, we're not just talking about money. Your hopes, your plans, and your dreams and your ambitions revolve around your social life, your physical life, your spiritual life, your mental life, your family life, and your financial life. So you need goals in all of those areas. If you just focus on one, it's like a car where one of the tires is flat. Car doesn't operate very well. It's got to be balanced. You know, if you become so obsessed about money that you forget about your family life suffers. You end up with a divorce. You end up in a mental institution because of the stress. That's not good news. So we're talking about how you establish some direction in your life by getting yourself the proper tools. And again, I say it's about having. When you have, you become. See, it's about personal growth and development. That's the issue. Any further questions or comments?
Okay, thank you very much.
I hope that answers your question, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the Easter weekend.
Thank you.
Okay, Mavis, thanks for the call.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So once again, if you just tuned in, I'm certified financial planner Fred Snyder, also registered financial planner. I'm talking to Dr. Anne Marie Evers. We're talking about the subject of motivation and why it's successful in the pursuit of any type of an objective, including your finances. Your hopes, your plans, your dreams, and your ambitions depend upon one thing, and that's the money that you need to be able to carry them out. But it also really depends on health and all the other parts of your life. So it's about goals. So if you don't have goals, if you would just take the time to focus on goals and pursuing them, establishing meaningful, worthwhile goals and pursuing them, you would find a great improvement in your life and a great improvement in your happiness. And I think that Dr. Anne Marie Evers would agree with that.
I do, and I think it's so important to write them down too, Fred, because you can have a goal and it can be in your mind, like the book. Before I wrote my book, Affirmations, Your Passport to Happiness, it was in my mind. And then I wrote it down, and then it became a book, and now other people can read it. But I think it's so important to get it in writing. And when I had my real estate company in Sumas, I used to put on the board GIIW, and they'd say, what does that mean? I say, go get your listings, get them in writing. Don't just say I have a listing unless you have it in writing.
That's good point. Okay, so let's move on to the next scroll. I bet you're all just dying to find out what that one is. I'll laugh at the world. Don't take yourself too seriously. Laugh at the world. Why do people like to watch comedies? They feel better when they laugh. Try to be sad and laugh at the same time. I once took the Dale Carnegie course, and they said if you want to be enthusiastic, act enthusiastic, and then you'll become enthusiastic. It's the same thing.
I took that course too.
You remember that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. This is all great stuff. Tony Robbins,
I love his stuff too.
Zig Ziglar, there's 101 people out there. But really, all these motivational people get their start from the great book, Think and Grow Rich.
I think pretty well, yes.
It's almost the same information, rehashed one way or another. So, again, 604-280-0650. Long distance, 877-280-0650. Frida's down at the office. For those who are shy, reluctant to talk on the air, 604-737-3512. Long distance, 800-661-1495. Now, let me tell you, it's worth a phone call to get the book. So call us with your comments. You don't have to necessarily have a question. Maybe you got some comments. Maybe you got some feedback you can give us. If you think that this is a waste of time to be talking about this particular topic, give us a call. Okay? If you think this doesn't apply to money, give us a call. I think it does. I think for you to be successful, for you to deny yourself spending today so that you can have more spending tomorrow, that's postponing gratification. So when you postpone gratification by investing and saving, it's important to understand why you're doing that. Again, I'll reaffirm, your hopes, your plans, your dreams, your ambitions, your goals, whatever they may be, depend upon money. And if you don't have that money, you're not going to be free enough to pursue your goals. If you have money, you can pursue all the other goals. It all fits together.
It does.
So you got to manage your money well. And that starts, ladies and gentlemen, listeners, it starts with a written financial plan. You don't have one? Time to get one. What's it cost? Nothing. It's a phone call.
Put it in writing.
Yeah. You give us a call, and all of a sudden, you're on the right path. So the longest journey begins with the first step. That's about a financial plan. So I will laugh at the world. No living creature can laugh except man. Think about that. You ever see a dog laugh?
We can see them smile, but they're not laughing.
We have those laughing hyenas, I guess. Maybe that's a contradiction. I don't know if they're really laughing or not.
Yeah, you don't know. But, you know, laugh and the world laughs with you, they say. But I think it's important to laugh and have fun and enjoy your life while you're here. And also to have a plan for your financial freedom, but not to be so cheap you don't spend money today knowing what, you know, for what you want, your pleasures. Don't save it for a rainy day. Save some for a rainy day, but also enjoy the present. Don't you agree with that?
I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
It's about balance. You know, there's two people. There's the person you are today, and there's the person that you will become. And if the person you will become looks back at the person you are today and says, well, you didn't save any money for me, he's going to hate you.
That's true.
Okay? So you got to think about that.
But I
will laugh at myself. For man is most comical when he takes himself too seriously.
That's true. Yeah, and you know, I tell people to save for the future, plan for your children, plan for everything, have it ready, but then also enjoy the present, because I don't think you have either. Have you ever seen a U-Haul behind a hearse?
Well, I was figuring I was going to try to take it with me. I put a trailer hitch on my car, but I know that's not going to work.
Well, we can't take it with us, so we need to enjoy. But I totally agree with you. People that go out and spend money like they say a drunken sailor, that's no good because you don't have for what you want to do later in life. But I think it's the balance, Fred. We're always looking for balance, aren't we?
Yeah. This book that you wrote about affirmations, is that available today?
It certainly is. It's available. It's in its 8th edition. It's on Amazon.com. And speaking of that, I just want to quickly mention that Marie made a point that that there's other things in life too. We agree with that. And health, I've just been through a health challenge, and I have a new book out called 70 Ways to Cope with Chemo, because I've just been through colon cancer the last year and a half and chemo, and then in the middle of it, my husband passed away. So I've had a pretty hard year and a half. However, I get up in the morning and put one foot in front of the other and say, today is a new day, and and go forward and say thank you for this wonderful day.
Will you, can you provide copies of these books for our callers?
I certainly can. And well, I have to order them from Amazon, but I can. Yes, I have. If you want to give away the 70 Ways to Cope with Chemo, I have some of those books I can give you to give away to your callers.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, that was a nice offer. So all you got to do is give us a call.
Yeah.
Nice free books.
And you just let me know what. And this is the tools, are affirmation tools that I use that helped me through my journey and got me through. And the chemo doctor was impressed with how I was handling it, and he asked me if I would lecture at the hospital. So I'm lecturing the last Friday of every month at Lionsgate Hospital on affirmation tools help cope with chemo and other medical treatments.
Well, that's nice, and I think it's important. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. We just did scroll mark 7, so let's go to number 8. Today I will multiply my value 100-fold. Wow, think about that one. That ties in really directly to what we're talking about. That's like compound interest. So today I will multiply my value 100-fold. So how can you that's personal growth and development. We already talked, there's a little bit of overlap between these particular goals and everything. But today I'm going to multiply my value 100-fold. Comments?
I do live in an attitude of gratitude as well. Every day I say thank you for the blessings I have received, the ones I am receiving, and the ones I'm about to receive. And that covers the past, present, and future. And I think when you really bless something and everything and really focus on it, it multiplies.
Count your blessings instead of sheep.
Yeah. Count your blessings and live in an attitude of gratitude. I get up in the morning and say, thank you, thank you, thank you for this day. And I think if everyone did that and really focused on the grateful for the wonderful things we have in our lives, life would be a lot easier and a lot better, I think, because it works for me and all my all my readers and everyone, my listeners on my radio shows as well.
Think about the fact that over half the people on the planet Earth, over half, live on less than $1 a day.
Yes, and just think how fortunate we are. We really need to think about that.
We have to go to the break. And we have Lily on the line. So, Lily, if you'll be patient, we'll take your call as soon as we come back from the break, so don't go away.
Fred Snyder.
I want people to call the show that are genuinely interested in increasing their financial IQ so that they can become financially independent sooner and stay financially independent longer.
Fred Snyder.
You don't have a blueprint. Imagine trying to build a house without a blueprint. And how about having a blueprint for your life? What are your lifestyle goals? You need to think about your family life. What are your goals about your family life? What are your lifestyle goals when it comes to health? What are your lifestyle goals when it comes to finances, mental and spiritual? You have to set goals in all those areas, not just finances.
Fred Snyder.
Often we fail because we put too much emphasis on one area and ignore everything else. We work our butts off and we ruin our health. So life is all about balance. So you need a life plan.
Fred Snyder.
Napoleon Hill says this, wrote the book Think and Grow Rich. Anything that you can vividly imagine, ardently desire, and enthusiastically act upon will inevitably come to pass.
Fred Snyder.
My goal, my mission is to help people enhance their financial IQs by teaching them what they need to know to make better financial decisions.
Fred Snyder, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sunday mornings at 10 on Smooth and Easy, CIL 650. This is CISL Vancouver. Smooth and easy, CIL 650. You're listening to It's Your Money on CIL 650. Once again, here is Fred Snyder.
Okay, we're back. Remind you once again, this is a live show. The show tomorrow will be a replay of today, and that show goes between 10 and 11 tomorrow. Get in the line and give us a call. Participate in the show. We encourage you to do so. And again, all people who call the show gets a copy of the book that we're talking about, The Greatest Salesman. This is a formula for living, ladies and gentlemen. This is a formula that really tells you how to live a better life. And who in the world wouldn't want to do that? It teaches you how to become. And when you become, you have. You want to be a millionaire? You want to be a zillionaire? Be that kind of a person first, and then you'll become. And again, I remind you what Zig Ziglar once said, that you can have anything in this life you want if you only help enough other people get what they want first. That's the bottom, and that's a real good secret of success. Napoleon Hill once said, anything that you can vividly imagine, ardently desire, and enthusiastically act upon will inevitably come to pass. That means vividly desire. To vividly desire, you have to have the goal. You got to be able to see the goal, whatever it might be. So again, my guest is Dr. Anne Marie Evers, who's written several books, and we're giving those copies of those books away, and as well, again, the book, The Greatest Salesman. Get on the line and give us a call. Let's talk to Lily from Burnaby. Lily, thanks for waiting. Hi, Lily.
Hi, happy Easter. Fred.
Same to you, Lily.
Yeah. I was listening to other on the radio. Then someone mentioned about that there's a way that you can, when you take RSP out, right? You have to pay tax, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, and then they say that there's a way that you can do that. Then you don't have to pay the tax. And then another thing they mentioned about like assets increase fund. Do you know what they are talking about?
I didn't hear your last question. Would you repeat it, please? The last part of the question.
The last
sentence.
one, they also mentioned about something like on the income tax. There is something like that you can what the term is assets increase fund.
I really quite don't understand. But let me talk about taking money out of an RRSP.
Okay.
People put money into an RRSP, and if they're in a fairly high tax bracket, they save tax. When they take it out, they end up paying that tax because their tax bracket hasn't gone down substantially. Sometimes it does, and they don't pay very much tax. I had a lady I talked to last week who wants to take money out of her RRSP, and I calculate her income. Her income is so low, her income is only like $12,000 a year. So if she takes money out of the RRSP, she won't pay any tax. So that might be a good thing to do. There's other ways. There's what they call RRSP meltdowns, where you borrow an amount equal to the amount that's in your RRSP. You invest that money. The interest on that loan is tax deductible. You take money out of the RRSP to pay the interest on the loan. But there's risk in that. And you shouldn't do that unless your tolerance for risk is low, or high, I should say. And again, these strategies apply to individual circumstances, but in general, there's no way to get money out of your RRSP without paying tax on it.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I understand now. Yeah.
You can mitigate the tax. A lot depends on your tax bracket and individual circumstances. But there's no way I can make a broad, sweeping statement on the air and say that there are ways to do that. You can buy flow-through shares, and you can get offsetting deductions with flow-through shares. But the risk in those is probably too much for most people that are at or near retirement.
Right. I got the idea now. Yeah.
Okay. So again, if your circumstances are such that you want to entertain looking at something like that, that would mean you make an appointment, come in, and we assess your circumstances.
Yeah, I'm seeing you on April 25th.
Well, then we'll talk about it at that time.
Yep. Okay.
Okay?
So again, happy Easter to you and to your guest today, Dr. Anne-Marie.
Dr. Anne-Marie Evers. That's correct.
Right. Yeah, and let her know. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, I can't tell you how much I appreciate your call, Lily, and you enjoy the rest of the Easter weekend.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Take care.
Have
Bye-bye.
a good Easter. Yep.
Okay, Lily's line is now open. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you just tuned in, I'm certified financial planner, Fred Snyder, also registered financial planner representing Scotia McLeod. The number to call is area code 604-280-0650. The long distance, 877-280-0650. Log on, www.CIL650.com. And some people are shy, reluctant to talk on the air. Maybe you want to get together with myself. You want an appointment for an evaluation. There's no cost. There's no obligation. And again, I emphasize that. No cost, no obligation. Written financial plan, second opinion on your investment portfolio, and a great book to read, which will advance your financial knowledge. Because our mission is to elevate your financial IQ so that you can make better financial decisions, so that you can become financially independent sooner and stay financially independent longer. 604-737-3512. 604-737-3512. Long distance, 800-661-1495. I believe the show will be replayed again tomorrow between 10 and 11. So if you missed some or all of this show today, you can tune in tomorrow. But tomorrow's show will not be live. You won't be able to call here, but you'll still be able to call Frida because she'll be down at the office. Area code 604-737-3512. So again, talking with Dr. Anne-Marie Evers, and today I'll multiply my value 100-fold. It's very, very important to understand that. So let's go on to the next one. My dreams are worthless. My plans are dust. My goals are impossible. All we are has no value unless they are followed by action. And the scroll is, I will act now. I'm going to say that again. I will act now. I think procrastination is the worst thing that we can do, and we all do it, including myself. You got to fight it, fight it, fight it. Easy to say, well, I'll do it tomorrow. I'm not going to get on that Stairmaster today. I'm going to give myself a rest today, and I'll do it tomorrow. Don't procrastinate. Don't put it off. Get yourself a financial plan. I will act now. Okay? Great big stamp. What icon can you think of that represents now? How about a stopwatch? How about a hammer banging down on a table? I will act now. So, what's your comments, Dr.
I believe that indecision is a half-brother to procrastination. And you need to decide something, and acting now, I believe that's so important to take action. And I've done affirmations. That's taking action, because I believe in blowing breath into them. Once you do your plan, then you need to do the next step, blow breath into that plan by taking action, like you just said. Going to see someone like you, plan like my sister did, and getting ideas on how to plan and write things down. And because, you know, we can stand in an elevator all day and affirm it moves to the third floor, but until you, I, or someone pushes the button, nothing happens. So important to take action. That's what I teach when I teach affirmations. And I've used affirmations for career. I've ordered up a firm for 2 husbands, not at the same time, but 2 husbands, and material things and cars and listings and everything. I've ordered them up or affirmed for them by just doing the affirmation and doing it now, not saying I'll do the affirmation tomorrow. I create the affirmation, and with the process I teach, you take your master affirmation, which you've written down, and you take it out every day and read it over and keep it on the front burner of your mind.
And I think that's the secret to success, really. If there's any success secrets, that is the secret. Do it now, not tomorrow, not next week, now.
Yes.
Okay?
I believe
you're going to get
I
yourself
totally
a financial
agree with that.
plan, take that step now, make that phone call. whatever.
And take action. Action is so important, like we just said, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's talk to Randy from Vancouver. Randy, welcome to the program. Hi, Randy.
Hi, Fred.
How you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How's yourself?
I am pretty good.
Just I came down to one of your groups, and I actually need to set up an appointment. I can't be a part of a group because I don't have that kind of background kind of thing. I need to set up a financial plan with you directly. Don't really have a plan, and wanted to set that up sometime.
Okay. Well, that's simple to do. All you got to do is make a phone call. Phone free to make an appointment. I'll give you the number right now. You can get Frida at 604-737-3512.
3512. Perfect.
604-737-3512. She's there right now. You want to make an appointment, give her a call.
Okay, thanks a
Be
lot.
very, very happy to sit down with you. That's what this is all about.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
And congratulations for doing it now.
Yes.
Okay. That's
Thanks
the
a lot.
bottom line. Randy, can't tell you much. I appreciate your call. Enjoy the rest of the Easter weekend. We'll move
All right,
along,
thanks, Fred.
and let's talk to William from Richmond. William, welcome to the program.
Oh, hi, Fred.
Hi, William. How you doing?
William? Yeah, you remember me? I was in to see you.
I remember you well.
I'd just like to say that I've been a client of yours for 10 years.
Yes.
And I'm very happy with everything you've done for me. And as you know, I just took early retirement recently.
Yes.
And I'm just very, very happy about everything that you've done for me. And I've read a few of the books that you've given me.
And we reviewed.
I'm looking forward to attending your next workshop.
Okay. We reviewed your retirement numbers last week. I won't give them out over the air, but we certified that at a very young age you're able to retire quite comfortably.
Well, that's good to know. Although it makes me feel a little bit nervous because I feel a bit guilty about about retiring.
Well, you have income. You have income from all sources right now, which is guaranteed to live as long as you do.
That's true, yeah, and that makes me very secure.
So that's really what retirement planning is all about. You don't have to worry about your income. You don't have to worry about your expenses. They match, and if you want to get another job, you can if you want, but you don't have to. That's the bottom line.
Yes.
So well, William, I appreciate the testimonial. I wish I had more callers out there that we could even get more. Excuse me.
And I'd love to get that book, The Greatest Salesman.
Okay. Well, all I got to do is call Frida.
Okay, I'll do that. And thank you once again, Fred. It's been wonderful being a client of yours.
Bill, you have a great weekend. Appreciate the call.
Thank you very much.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Okay, William's line is now open. And again, ladies and gentlemen, if you just tuned in, I'm certified financial planner Fred Snyder, also registered financial planner. We're talking about the book, The Greatest Salesman. All you got to do is make a phone call and you get the book. And really, this book could be worth $1 million to you or more because maybe it shows the way, it lights the way for your future financial success or success in any endeavor for that matter, okay? And again, my guest is Dr. Anne Marie Evers, who done a lot of work with David Ingram. Again, bless his soul. I've done many, many, many radio shows and TV shows with David. Great motivator, really knew what it was all about, knew more about income tax than anybody I ever knew, and he really did. So again, let's move on to the next scroll, okay? I will act now. I hope we all understand that. No more procrastination, ladies and gentlemen. It's like right now. That's the way. And it doesn't matter. You don't have to do the whole thing right now. You just got to start. Company I used to work for used to say, start in a small way if you like, but start.
Take baby steps.
Yeah,
That's what I tell people. Don't try and do it all at once. It seems to be, it's like if you tried to swallow a whole apple, you couldn't do it. But if you cut it up into bite-sized pieces, you'd be able to accomplish the task of eating the apple.
Sure. How do you peel a pile of potatoes? One potato at a time.
I like that, too.
Yeah. Okay. The scroll mark 10. Okay. Who is of so little faith that in a moment of great disaster or heartbreak has not called upon his God? You will ask God for help. Okay. You won't say, God, give it to me. You'll ask God for guidance. Ask God for direction. whoever God is. I'm not suggesting it's got to be any particular God, but it's a higher being. So you turn to God for help. You don't ask for something for nothing. Say, I'm prepared to pay the price, but dear God, give me guidance. Direct me in the right direction. Anne Marie, what's your comments?
I say, I always say to people, God, Creator, Universal Mind, Higher Self, whoever you believe in. I did. When I was in the hospital, I said, dear God, if you get me out of this, I promise I'll help as many people as I can and share my information, how to deal with medical things, and I'm still fulfilling that. So, and he, she, whoever it is, I believe in God personally. I'm still here, and I've been here, and for the last, after a year and a half ago it happened, and I'm still preaching what I believe in and helping people, and I think that's where it's at. And also I believe that we need to ask for help when we need it, from God, from our friends too, when we need it. And I had to ask for help as well for different things in my life, and I'm used to giving all the time, and now it's about time I need to ask too. So I believe giving is a part of receiving, so we need to give and receive as well.
Og Mandino is the most widely read inspirational and self-help author in the world today. His 14 books have sold more than 25 million copies in 18 languages. So what we're talking about is truly wisdom.
Yes.
And it's great guidance, and we all need to pursue that. So this book, my compliments. Call Frida, call the show, and we're running out of time. So let's start summarizing, okay? So, Anne Marie, in your experience, now, you've worked a lot of different jobs, a lot of different people, touched base with many, many. In a nutshell, what advice would you give our listeners?
To be excited about your life, to feel that you're on purpose, make your goals, do like the gentleman William did, be able to have money to retire if you can, but don't beat yourself up for what you think you should have done, could have done. Live in the now. Enjoy the now. Enjoy today, being here right now with you on the show. And if people want to find out more about affirmations, my website is just AnneMarieEvers.com. That's ANNEMARIE, and then EVERS.com. And I talk about affirmations and how to do them and everything, and be happy, and don't fret about the past. Don't worry about what it could have been, should have been, whatever. And I don't believe there's any failures. I believe that I look at my so-called failures and I use it as extraordinary fertilizers for my many successes. So that would be what I would suggest. Live in the now, be happy, and don't worry.
Someone once said that yesterday's a canceled check.
Yeah, today.
Tomorrow's a promissory note, and only today is money in the bank.
Exactly.
Act now.
I believe that. Action.
Action is what it's all about.
And that's what we did today. We took action, didn't we, Fred?
We tried to. We sure did. That's why I come out here every Saturday and do a live show.
Yes, I'm going to have you on my show, too. I have a show over at Contact Talk Radio, and I want to have you on as a guest. So I'll talk about Frida with that. Talk to Frida about that.
Yeah, so again, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to touch base with myself, you want an appointment for second opinion on your investment portfolio, forgot to mention, see it at our next workshop. Maybe, Anne Marie, you might want to attend our next workshop.
Oh, I'd love to. I'll call Frida and get the information.
You could do that. So we're attempting to book 70 people. I think we have about 60 now. Once we get 70, we're going to say, okay, it's on such and such a date. It's going to be the Holiday Inn on Broadway. Again, we'll be talking about 41 ways to reduce the taxes you pay, 41 ways to ease the tax bite. Some of our listeners call with questions about taxation, so this is your chance to know more about taxation. So again, we have to go. Our time is up. Once again, I'd like to thank Anne Marie for being on the show. And Anne Marie, maybe you want to give your phone number out.
Well, thank you. My phone number is 604-988-9907.
And again, my contact point is Frida down at the office. You can reach Frida right now, area code 604-737-3512. Long distance, 800-661-1495. Happy Easter, and bye for now.
Thank you so much.
If you'd like Fred to review your portfolio, call his office right now at 604-737-3512. That's 604-737-3512.